Cowboys Nation, Cowboys Nation, Cowboys Nation. Welcome to another episode of Defending the Boys. I am your host, D. Will, and today we're going to talk about the top five things that really nobody agrees with me on. We're going to talk about it right after this.
They are an accident waiting to happen.
Stephen A, hush your mouth, talking all that noise. You can hate all you want, but we still them boys. Dirty, dirty D, Texas where we stay at. We inside in order till you know that's where we play at. Hey, this year, this the payback. Yeah, we them Cowboys, and now we don't play that. Work, this is Cowboy Nation. Work, welcome to Cowboy Nation. Work, y'all can keep on hating.
Cowboys Nation, this is Defending the Boys. I am your host, D. Will, and this episode is brought to you by the Car Wreck Attorneys at Oh I'm Hit. If you ever hurt in a car accident, give them a phone call, 214-446-3887, anywhere in the state of Texas, 214-446-3887. They're the best in the game. They're the ones that's going to stick with you all the way through until the end. Well, today we're going to get into a little something because quite frankly, nobody agrees with me on probably 90% of the stuff that I'm going to say today, but it's okay because I'm going to give you my top five things that I believe and nobody agrees with me on. This is the reason why I can't never make mainstream podcasting, because I have these takes and people just don't believe in me, but it's all right. Thank y'all for being here and believing in me. And I know some of y'all might just be crazy enough to believe some of them. Here's the first one. The Dallas Cowboys edge room will be okay. The Dallas Cowboys edge room is going to be all right. I believe it. I sincerely believe that the Dallas Cowboys edge room is going to be okay. Do you want to know why I believe that the Dallas Cowboys edge room will be okay? Well, because I think that we have better players than most people are giving us credit for. I don't think that a lot of people, it got dark in here, didn't it? I don't think a lot of people are giving us credit for some of the players. And I get it. You know, I've been saying this all off season, and some people agree and some people don't disagree. But I mean, honestly, this defensive coordinator was so bad last year that it's hard to really say who's good enough and who's not good enough, right? Sam Williams is a player that, has continually got on my nerves. I've always thought that he should be better than what he shows on film, but do I really count last year against him? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Sam Williams is still on his team. Sam Williams still has some talent, and maybe last year was the year that he was going to show out, but unfortunately, bad coaching, bad scheme. I ain't going to say bad coaching, but a horrible scheme, somebody that wouldn't be flexible and move with the times. That gave us troubles all of last year. So, I sincerely believe more than anything, more than any position, more than the cornerback room and the safety room, almost not more than the safety room, but definitely, but the edge room to me was the most hindered by last year's defense, because I feel like Eberflus's plan was so in tune on being good at stopping the run that the pass rush never became anything that was, allowed except for third and longs, so you couldn't, there was only a few opportunities. We didn't get people in third and longs because we was giving away, on second down, 40-yard touchdowns, people just backing up and throwing the ball down the field. We couldn't do anything about it. And they weren't allowed to really go after the quarterback, in my opinion. Obviously that's just a fan. I'm just a fan. That's it. I'm just a fan. That's all I know. I'm looking, and I know that people like Ezraku has talent. They have the ability to do it. I don't feel like last year they were given the opportunity to do it. Opportunity and ability, two different things, right? So I believe that we're going to get into a situation where we're looking at Gary, who's going to play his part. And we're looking at Ezraku, who I believe is going to have the opportunities now to go after the quarterback. He has skill. He's going to have the opportunity to go after the quarterback. I think when you look at one of my favorite players in the edge room is James Houston. I think he's going to have the opportunity now. He has the size. He can actually fit into this scheme as good as way better than what he did last year as far as fitting into a scheme. So I feel like from a new scheme and having opportunities that the guys that we have, and I haven't even, started counting on the rookies yet with Malachi Lawrence and being able to get to, just the quarterback from other positions like linebacker and getting pressure up the middle from Quinnen and how that will affect in a new scheme. We didn't really even, go into those things, but just as a edge rush room, I think there's a lot of disrespect on James Houston's name, on Donovan Ezeraku's name. And I know what people are going to say. Well, we're giving them the respect that they've earned because they've played and they didn't do well. I just think it's going to be different this year, and we're not going to know until they hit the field. That's one of the reasons why I'm so excited about getting to camp. I really, really, really want to get to camp because I want to be able to showcase that I was right, basically, is all I'm trying to tell you. Number 2 on my list, George Pickens may not be as mad as you think he is. $30 million is a lot of money, people. I don't care what you say about how you believe or any of that kind of stuff. $30 million is a lot of money. And yes, you want a long-term deal. I understand. You wanted a long-term deal. You didn't get one, but you got $30 million. That's a lot of money. That is more money than you were making last year, more money than you were making anytime ever in your career. So although you may think that he's upset, I don't think he's going to be as mad as people think that he's going to be. George Pickens is getting a lot of money. Here's another thing. George Pickens is unfortunately in a situation where people, I say people, I'm talking about team owners, coaches, people who make decisions, right? They look down on him because they feel like he has a bad attitude. So even if George Pickens is as mad as you think he is, he doesn't have the opportunity. He's not afforded the luxury to show it this year. Because if you do want to go to another team next year, you can't pout this entire year. You can't have situations where they're having to sit you out this year. If you plan on being to position yourself to go to another team to get a long-term deal so that you don't have to take another franchise tag next year, if that is truly your plan, which would be more than $30 million the next year. So, that's something to look into or pay attention to. But if you want to position yourself for that, you have to have another incredible year on the field like you just had, right? You have to be able to do that. But then also you need to be able to have a better year with your off the field type of activities. Okay, that's something that he is going to have to do. So that's just what I'm saying. I don't think you're going to have as much trouble out of George Pickens as some people think. I think when all of the non-voluntary stuff starts to happen, when it is mandatory, I believe George Pickens is going to be there. He's going to give his all. I don't think he's going to give us any issues because, unfortunately, he just simply cannot afford to. He can't afford to. If he wants to position himself to be okay next year, if David Mulligetta is who we think that he is, someone who's calculated, someone who's able to get their players the right amount of money, he cannot afford to do any of that. Okay, that's just how I think. So we may not have as big a problem with him. Number 3, Phil Maffa could replace Hunter Lipke. I know somebody just clicked off of the podcast, and because Hunter Lipke is beloved here, and this probably won't happen. This honestly, let's just be honest. This probably won't happen. But Phil Maffa could replace Hunter Lipke. I think Phil Maffa had a really good camp. I think the Dallas Cowboys really liked Phil Maffa and couldn't figure out where to put him. I'm not sure. I mean, honestly, I think Jordan Blue, that's not his name. I think Blue would have to have a really good camp to make them trust him enough to where they don't need anybody else in order for Phil Maffa to make the team. Honestly, I don't think that, because I think that Javonte Williams and Phil Maffa are two similar type of players. But I also believe that Phil Maffa is a player that the Cowboys want to keep long term, and they can't just keep stashing them like they did last year. So that is just an opinion that I have. We're going to see. Got to make it to camp. Let's find out if we're talking about. All right, that is 3 of them. So number 4 is that Tyler Guyton is going to be all right. Tyler Guyton is going to be all right. I think that a lot of people are counting out how good Tyler Guyton did last year. And I believe that Tyler Guyton played fairly well when he was in there. So when you go to camp last year, then Tyler Guyton was playing much better. His problem was that he started getting injured. So the question to me isn't, is Tyler Guyton good enough? Is he going to be able to play to his expectations? My question is, can he stay on the field? Now, for me, I'm saying that the Cowboys are due an extraordinarily healthy year because we've had a lot of injuries over the last few years, right? We're due a very healthy year. We're going into training camp healthy. We're going into training camp quiet. There aren't any little things hovering over our head that people are wondering. That's why they're making such a big deal out of the George Pickens thing. It's already done. We just need something to talk about. And there's really nothing there because the Cowboys have done all the things right this year so that the players can concentrate on staying in shape and being able to be healthy. And when they can concentrate on staying in shape and being able to be healthy, I think that they have the ability to prepare themselves better. So I feel like Tyler Guyton is going to be all right because he'll be able to stay on the field. And if he can stay on the field, if he can stay healthy, he was doing a fairly decent job last year, like I said, in camp before he actually got injured. So I feel like that Tyler Guyton is going to be okay. A lot of people may disagree with me. If I'm worried about somebody, I'm worried about Terrence Steele. Terrence Steele had his time to get better. He was better and was healthy all of last year, and he just didn't do good in the pass rush. He was pretty decent in the run. And I don't think that we have to have a perfect offensive line. I mean, everybody can't be a Pro Bowler. We can't have 5 Pro Bowlers on the off. I mean, we can. We've done it before, and that's what everybody just continues to want. But at the end of the day, I think if you were to actually rank the offensive line compared to all other offensive lines, even last year, I don't think we're anywhere close to dead last. And I think that we're going to be okay with what we are able to put on the field. And Schottenheimer showed that he was good at being able to scheme around whatever his deficiencies are. And that's always a good thing to have. Here's the last thing, number 5. Kobe Durant may just be a starting cornerback. Now, I know what you're thinking. Who would he start over? I don't know. I don't know who he would start over. I'm sorry. I have no idea who he would start over, but Kobe Durant could be a starting cornerback for you. Kobe Durant started 29 games over the last 2 years. Started 29 games out of the last 34 regular season games. I mean, I'm just saying. He's a starting cornerback in the NFL. So if Siobhan Revel is able to start in front of him, we have a very capable backup. It's just that Revel hasn't shown it on the pro level, and I'm hoping that he does. And then Deron Bland, who has shown it on a pro level, we're hoping that we get a healthy him. And if that's the case, then maybe it is Deron Bland and Kobe Durant. But if Deron Bland isn't playing the way that we've seen him play before, and if he plays like he did last year when he was hurt in a bad scheme, then there's a situation that Kobe Durant ends up taking Deron Bland's position as a starting cornerback. I'm not saying again which one that is going to be. I'm just saying that there is a battle there. And I don't think Kobe Durant came here to just sit on the bench. These are my opinions. I don't know if you guys believe in them, don't believe in them. It's okay. Put them in the comments. Tell me which ones you believe in and which ones you like. Nah, D Will, you tripping. Let me know. Let me know if you think I'm tripping, because I really do believe in these takes. These are 5 takes that I know really don't nobody else believe in me, but this is just how I feel. I can't wait till we get to training camp so I can prove myself right.